Me and my buddies have recently been playing a lot of Deep Rock Galactic, and while the base game is fun and all, where it's really at is the hide and seek. Yeah, that's right, hide and seek. Anyway, I was appalled to find out that no one is talking about the strategies for this in-depth experience online. So I'm here to remedy that with my comprehensive guide to hide and seek in Deep Rock Galactic. By the way, this video is mainly going to be a guide for the hide aspect of hide and seek, as the seek aspect is mostly self-explanatory. Alright, let's start off with some rules. There's really only one rule, and that is that as the seeker, you're not allowed to use the control button to find the hider. You see, when you press the control button, you see an outline of all other dwarves, and obviously that would make the game far too easy. As the hider, if you find that the seeker is taking too long to find you, you may want to give them a hint or two, such as high or low. Here's some tips for hiding. First off, turn off your headlight. Second off, get a stealthy outfit that's nice and dark. Third off, pay attention to voice line areas such as the top hangar or the memorial hall, and also the gravity button, as if you use these, the seeker will know. Here's a seeker tip. Use the gravity recalibration button to jostle hiders out of their hiding place. Now that that's out of the way, here's the meat of the video. All the hiding spots me and my friends have discovered. At least the good spots. The first hiding spot on my list is a little bit tricky to get to. First you're going to want to press the gravity button and then jump over to the barrel game, and you're going to try and get on top of this pipe above the barrel game, and once you get up here, it's very difficult to see you. If you want to make yourself even harder to spot, you can move side to side on top of the pipe to avoid the seeker. Hiding between the pipes to the left of the barrel game is also very effective. If you choose to hide behind these yellow things, be sure to get as close to the wall as you can. Landing on the back of the error log consistently is something that requires a bit of practice, but once you can do it, you end up with a very neat hiding spot. You can be deceptively hard to find since most hiding places are on the walls, ceilings, or floors. Most seekers aren't going to be looking at the center of a room. Hiding underneath the walkway underneath the barrel game also works, although it isn't very creative. You might be tempted to hide in the tunnel connecting the barrel game to the hangar, but you'll be found easily. For a more creative spot, you can hide on top of or behind the Today's Special sign. A moderately effective spot is over here by the gravity button. When you're hiding here, you really have to be careful what you're wearing though. If you're hiding on this big engine looking thing by the wall, try and hide as low down as possible without falling off. Using gravity recalibration, you can make your way to this cheeky spot above this pipe. This hiding spot is a mirror image of the last one, and is just as viable. This next spot is another tricky one to get to. First you're going to jump onto this ledge, and as you can see there's a tiny little spot that you can get through, which can take a few tries to do it right, but spamming the jump button can help. This spot is a personal favorite of mine since it's pretty hard to spot you, but it's not unfair. Getting on top of the equipment requires a little bit of parkour, but once you've done it a few times you should be able to do it consistently. If you're quick to press the gravity button and then rush over to the equipment station area, you can get on top of this lone pole in this dark corner. Standing on top of the speaker by the drone modification can prove surprisingly effective. Hiding in your personal pod can likewise prove surprisingly effective, but I wouldn't recommend it since it's kind of a cheap tactic. You can hide behind the drone modification station, which is a pretty good hiding place on its own, but what's even better is hiding on the tiny little ledge just behind it. If you hide behind this control panel thing on the left of the medbay, you're impossible to see to anyone merely glancing in. An ingenious way to hide in plain sight is to hide underneath the catwalk leading to the drop pod. If you plan on hiding behind the drop pod, be warned. If the seeker presses the gravity button, you're pretty much screwed. This isn't so much one hiding spot as it is 3 mini hiding spots, all of which are pretty effective and are in this weird spot underneath this walkway. First is at the top, just underneath the walkway. The next mini hiding spot is just below that, and the third is all the way down. If you want, you can hide inside the engine of the drop pod. Honestly, this spot isn't very good, so probably just don't use it. Hiding against the wall on the top hangar works well if you have dark cosmetics. If you really squeeze in there, you can actually hide inside the thing that attaches the drop pod to the wall. You can actually stand in this nice and dark space on top of this giant dwarf statue. The left one is slightly more effective than the right. Also, you can't stand on top of any of the statues in the center of the room. I've tried and there's a giant invisible wall. Standing in the corner of the promotions terminal area is kinda lame, but it works. As basic as this may be, standing behind the giant dwarf statue is practical. In this clip, I make good use of the strategy of, instead of picking a hiding spot and staying there, merely running away from the seeker. This strategy really only works on games where there's only one seeker. This strategy is only kind of within the bounds of the rules, as I said that only the seeker isn't allowed to use the control button to see other dwarves. But as you can see, I'm not the seeker, I'm the hider, so I say it's allowed. Let's talk about beer. Wormhole Special seems like the type of drink that would have some potential for great hiding spots, as it can teleport you outside of the space rig, but unfortunately, it teleports you right back no matter what. Side note, even though it doesn't give the prompt, you can still mash A and D to break out of the ice while you're outside. Even if you teleport inside of the drop pod, which would seem like the perfect hiding spot as you can't see inside it at all, it'll teleport you right back. So Wormhole Deluxe doesn't aid your hiding spots, but you know what beer does? Underhill Deluxe, aka the one that makes you small. Honestly, there are too many great Underhill spots for me to make this video and have it not be 2 hours long, so I'm just gonna show you my favorites. So this Underhill spot is pretty convoluted, but it's worth it, trust me. So you're gonna start off by drinking your Underhill Deluxe, obviously, and then you're gonna go into the same spot that we've been in before. But instead of just staying there, you're gonna go down this pipe until you've reached the end of it, and then you're gonna hold onto the pipe, just keep walking backwards. This ensures that you won't fall off when you grow to your full size. Once you do grow back to your full size, your head will clip through the ceiling and you'll be able to see through the rest of the space rig, which is pretty neat. Anyway, this spot is very effective. This spot also has a mirror on the other side of the pipe. In the secret tunnel, there's this tiny little space that you can fit in that allows you to get behind this grill thing. Even once you're back to your regular size, all the seeker will be able to see is your feet sticking out. If that wasn't enough for you, you can even hide behind the credits of the game itself. Outro time. Here's where I'm gonna talk a little less scripted to wrap up the video. So first thing I want to mention is hiding spots that I've missed. There are definitely some and I want to hear about them, so if you have any good hiding spot suggestions, comment them down below. Another thing, the space rig is updated fairly frequently, so some of these spots might not exist in future updates, and there might be hiding spots that didn't even exist at the time that I made this video. As an example, there's a spot in this one tunnel that no longer exists. Anyway, there's even more stuff that I could have talked about in this video, like how if you're drinking Underhill Deluxe you want to throw your mug away so that it can't be used as a clue to find you, but the video was long enough as it is. And I guess I'll finish up this video by thanking my buddy that helped me record. If you want his personal phone number you can PM me, and of course I'd also like to thank Ghost Ship Games.